All right, hopefully the connection doesn't cut me off because I am driving. Now this video is on Mitzicaticua, Santa Muerte, since it was requested. It's like the Santa Muerte videos are being looked up more now, and I have more requests. Today's topic is gonna be on Santa Muerte's necklace. And guys, ladies, when I speak about Santa Muerte, I'm talking about Mitzicaticua, traditional Aztec, old age tradition. I am not talking about new age, and in no way am I disrespecting anybody's faith or anyone's belief system. I respect everyone's belief system, everybody's faith. But I'm here to talk about traditional Mitzicaticua, Santa Muerte. Now, when we talk about the necklace, understand, if we go back all the way back to the Aztecs before colonization, before the Spaniards, before Christianity, the necklace that they used was one either made of jade stone, clay, wood, or regular stone that they would carve her image. Everything that they used was of nature. They didn't have those plastic beads now, okay? The plastic beads, the way I see it, you need to understand and do your research. That is a mixture of the Orisha practice, or what we call Santeria, that came to Mexico with the African or Afro-Cubans that started using the beads. And of course, a lot of people like to copy other traditions. And now we see people claiming that that's a traditional necklace, when one, during that time that I'm talking about, colonial time, before the Spaniards, they didn't have plastic. They didn't have those fancy colors. So everything that was used was of nature. Where they would carve stone, they would carve wood, they would put her image in there, they would put a string made of a plant, put it around their neck. Nowadays, you have people claiming that they're traditional and wear rosaries with Orisha colors, Orisha beads, and a cross. The Aztecs during that time, their biggest enemy were the Spaniards. They didn't want anything to do with Christianity. So why would we wear plastic beads with a cross? That was what our ancestors fought against. And I'm talking about traditional. I'm not disrespecting the other belief system, okay? I'm talking about traditional. The other belief system, you guys could do whatever you want. I'm not disrespecting you or talking bad about you. I'm talking about traditional. Because there's a lot of people claiming that that is traditional. It's not. It's something that our ancestors fought the Spaniards. And I don't have no hate towards the Spaniards, because that happened way before me. So that has nothing to do with us. Now, if you come up to me and say, look, I carved this stone and I put her image in there, and I'm talking about Mitzicaticua, okay? That is traditional. And it's something that is handmade, that you did it. That goes with what we practice. But when you come and then you put 5 colors of this, 5 colors of that, and you're copying the Orisha style. You're copying Obatala, Elegua, Ogun, and then you put a cross in it and say, well, this is a Santa Muerte. No, it's not. Okay? It wasn't even used in the traditional way until it got all mixed. Okay? You have to do your study before you start claiming something. You have to do your research. You need to understand where this tradition comes from. Like a lot of people say, I practice, not me, but they claim that they practice traditional, and then they use La Catrina. Understand that Catrina was an image created by a European to make fun of our ancestors, the Aztecs, who tried to be more modern, and they will wear the European outfits, the clothing and stuff, and they make fun of them. Like they say, look at this monkeys, right? Or look at this idiots. Look at this fool trying to be in the same society that we are in. When we use the image of the Catrina, that's a very disrespectful image to our ancestors. Because it was like them saying, look at these savages trying to be like us, and they will never be like us. And that's why I say you must do your research, do your studies, before you bring something into a practice that degraded our ancestors, degraded our bloodline. But now I see a lot of images of La Catrina being used in our altars, and I'm talking about traditional. The New Age, like I said, I respect it. You guys do your thing. That is fine. But with me, in traditional, that doesn't roll. Okay? Because that's a direct disrespect. If our ancestors fought the Spaniards, they fought the Europeans, the colonizer, and everything that had to do with them, why do we continue using the rosary? It's a reminder that we are still enslaved. It keeps our mind enslaved, that we still accepting that mentality, that way, when now we are in 2023 and we have the freedom of practicing our way. Why not go back to the old ways, how our ancestors wanted to? The reason is we forgot, because our ancestors protected our parents, our great parents, and said, I don't want you to learn the old ways. Because if the Spaniards, the master, saw you practicing the savage way that was anti-Christian, they will hang you, they will beat you, they will whip you, just like what happened to the Africans. So then we started putting our faith behind the Christian saints, just like the same thing that happened to the Africans. And then we still carry that mentality in 2023, when we are now free to learn and practice our beautiful ways, to reawaken, to bring back our ways and say, we are free. You cannot judge me for doing the things my ancestor did. And this tradition is so beautiful, but yet we keep borrowing things from other practices. We keep borrowing things from the African practices that had nothing to do with the old ways, with our the Aztec, even the Mayans, the Nahualpipi, like me, that had nothing to do with it. And now we see people claiming they're traditional, wearing all this like they're babalaos. Okay, they're wearing the ides, the bracelets that are colorful. They're wearing the necklace that are colorful with a big cross, or the European image of her. Okay, for those who understand me, we are free. We are free now to do our research and say, this is how our ancestors did it. This is how I'm gonna do it. But we keep copying. We keep borrowing. Yes, I understand it was lost. But there's a lot of books out there. There's a lot of knowledge still out there that was saved. Research, read, learn how our ancestors did it. I'm not saying let's go back and start human sacrifices. That didn't actually happen that much, okay? The thing is, we start seeing movies like Apocalypto that portrays that. But in reality, they weren't like sacrificing human after humans after humans. They went to war. They captured a human, and that human had to be a great warrior for them to go ahead and give him to the sun god to be sacrificed. But it wasn't a human after human after human after human. We weren't that savage, okay? It's what the world portrayed us to be. It's Hollywood. They're gonna change it, okay? So once again, our traditional way, our traditional necklace was a stone that had her image carved, or a piece of jade that had her image carved, a piece of bone that had her image carved, a regular wood that was polished, that was made beautiful, and it had a design and it had her image carved, okay? It wasn't plastic beads. We did not have plastic. Well, we did have rubber because the type of trees that were there, but I'm not going to go into too much detail of that because then I'm going to make this video longer. It's beautiful. Our tradition, whether you practice the New Age or whether you practice the old way, keep it real. Keep it authentic. Let's not be borrowing this. Oh, I'm going to bring that here into this. Well, I'm going to bring the Buddhist style into this. You are destroying the memories of your ancestors. If I do that, I destroy the memories of those who came after me. I understand that spirituality needs to evolve. Well, evolve in the spiritual work, but keep it real. Keep it authentic. It's so beautiful. If you guys would just understand how beautiful this practice is, that when you sit in front of that statue, you sit in front of the altar and it pulls you and it drags you and you start feeling, and you feel this calmness, this love, and this. When you develop that relationship, it's hard for me to explain because you need to live it. You need to be there. And your body starts rocking. And you feel it and you have this smile, and that's a communication, and boom, your mind hits a conscience level that is hard for me to explain. And the voices you hear, the voices of my grandfather, my great-great-great-grandmother, and everything, and you hear the language, you hear the Nagual, you hear the Pipili. I'm sorry, I get excited, right? And I have a little bit of cold. Only until you get into that stage, you're going to understand how beautiful our practice is, and the knowledge that survived, that our ancestors fought for, and that they hid. And we could bring it back alive if we weren't too busy borrowing from the Orishas, borrowing from the Buddhist. Because now I see people claiming to practice with Santa Muerte, and I hear Indian music, and they're like, right? That has nothing to do with us. And then they say, don't get upset. Well, I do get upset, because this is our culture, and we are destroying our culture when we do things like that. That's what we are doing. We are destroying and selling out our culture. Once again, I love every practice. I respect every practitioner. I'm giving you a little bit of my thought. I'm not criticizing, but I think that we, as a culture that comes from those ancestors, we should respect them more, honor and love them more. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I know I haven't made a video in a long time when it comes to Miticatecua and Santa Muerte. And I have been requested. And the question was, does those colorful beads, necklace exist in the traditional practice? No, it doesn't. Because the traditional was anything that came from the earth. That's fine. If you believe in Jesus, go talk to Jesus. But by you doing this, you are disrespecting the people that believe in her. And you yourself are not preaching what you learned in that great book. Because Jesus would have never judged another person's practice. And you, young men, and I'm sorry to say, are the biggest hypocrite in this life. First, you're taking beautiful words from the Bible. From the Bible, which teaches you to be spiritual and not criticize others. And that's what you're doing. Misusing the beautiful books, the beautiful words of that book. And it's because of people that are hypocrites like you, is why the world is the way it is. You want to preach to Jesus? Do it in a kind way about Jesus. Do it in a loving way, but not doing it that way. All right, guys. Just a quick video. And yes, I will defend my practice. I will defend my faith. Because I will defend the honor of my ancestors. You'll have a blessed day.